Okay, this is a video designed to fix the macros for making data tables. The last one was really not adequate. We had all these things that looked like almost pimples all over the screen. We had to put all these little things here. So we're going to move all of these, and we're going to make. And this time we're going to focus on just these two data tables. We're going to focus on making different sorts of data tables really flexible, where we can use different inputs, and where we can insert lines or delete lines, and we don't have to put all these little things all over the side. Okay, so let's say I would like to make 5 or 6. Let's make a few data tables. Okay, we'll delete this. Let's get rid of this thing once and for all. Okay, and this. Okay, so let's just make some data tables, and I'm going to insert a few lines, and let's start with our first one. Then why don't we also, instead of just using the exit multiple, why don't we use the entry multiple? And remember how we do this, we make the range names, Shift Control F3. Didn't do it right. Okay, and then let's also make a growth rate sensitivity. Okay, so we'll do this. 1, 2, 3. Shift Control F3. Okay, so now instead of just doing the entry and exit, perhaps we want and this is IRR sensitivity, and maybe we want one that has the same thing, except this time it has, instead of the holding period, this is the entry multiple. And let's start with 5. Alt EIS, enter. We'll go from 5 to 9. Okay. Let's delete all of this stuff in the middle. Okay, and now let's make another sensitivity, and perhaps we make a IRR sensitivity, and instead of the entry multiple, let's make the growth rate, and that's very fun, 0%. So I can't type in a 0, and Alt DIS, step value 0.01. Okay, and now let's make another one where we have to copy this and make this, instead of the growth rate, let's make this the holding period. Okay, I think you get the idea. We can make as many of these as we want. Let's make another one where okay, let's do another one This time, let's only make it with one variable. So this time we're going to just make it, oh no, we'll just make it over here with this one. It's still the IR. Oh, come on. Okay, shit. One more try. Finally, I could copy and paste. Okay, and well, that's really what I was suggesting to do here. But we'll make it just with the holding period, and we put no growth rates in, and we just see, okay, what's just the sensitivity only to the holding period with our initial growth rate, and then maybe we'll make another one where we do the same thing and call this the exit multiple, and 5, 7, 8, 9. Finally, we can take all of these data tables we've made, and this time, instead of making it for the IRR, we'll make it for the risk premium. Alright, so we can make a whole lot of data tables all in one go, and we don't have a whole lot of little pimples all over the place or anything else. We just do it quickly. So this time we're going to take all of the tables we have, and we'll copy them, and we'll paste them down here, and we'll call, let's just make a change from the IRR sensitivity, and replace that with the risk premium. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, great. IRR sensitivity. Okay, I don't know where I left off. Oh, God, what a life. Now, here's what I did. I put a little number on each table, okay? And what we're going to do is, let's put table number, okay? And we're just going to use the index and the code number here. So it's table 1 will look for the row number and the column number for table 1. It will look for what the input variables are, and it will look for the output variables. So for each table, we'll have the following. We'll have, why don't we put the row start? Or maybe I should put it at row start. And then let's put the row end. And here's how we'll make it. This will be table number 1. And then we'll have table number 2. And all the way up to table number 12. Okay. Alt-EIS. 125. Okay. And then for the row start, we'll put equal row, and we'll just put the starting point of the row. It could be anywhere. And the row end. Okay, and we'll just go to the same thing. Just put the row end. And then let's put the column start. And put an equal sign and put the column. Alright, and that's gonna be our starting column, and we'll put the column end. Okay. Now I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me type in all of these numbers. I'm gonna pause the video and finish this for each of the second ones. So this will be, let's just do the very first. So there'll be, oops, equals them. Okay. And then we'll put a row start, a row end, and everything else. And then let's put a row row variable. I don't know really what to call it, and a column variable. And for that, perhaps let's do this. If you just type, here's the way the range names works. We press Shift Control F3 to get the range names defined. If you just press Control F3, you get a list of range names. If you just press F3, it gives you a thing, and you can paste the list temporarily. So I don't need any of this, but this will just help us remember the range names. So that the row variable is the holding period, and the column variable is the exit multiple. Okay. And why don't we put them all on the side? And finally, the output variable. Okay, and I don't like to do this, but I am. Oh no, I'm going to not. Okay, and the output variable this time is the IRO. All right. Maybe I should have moved this over to here somewhere so we can. It's not kind of as messy. Now I'm going to pause the video and just fill in the rest of these. Okay. Okay, we have tables now. Oh, that took. I won't tell you how long that took, but it took a couple of minutes, really. I put row and column numbers in for each of these. Now you know that, of course, if we inserted some lines here, or actually it would be better to delete Shift spacebar and Control minus and delete maybe a line. Oh no, I want to insert a line here. Okay, but maybe here I don't really need two lines, and maybe this one we can move around. Obviously, all the rows and the column numbers change. Now, a trick I use on this one is to use the index. Well, that's not a trick at all. That's a standard use of the index. Shift Control right arrow. Use our, as usual, our code number with the F4 button. Okay, and then we control down to delete. Okay, maybe we put these next to each other, and then this time I select this area. Why don't I even do this, and then press Shift Control F3. And it says top row. We don't care about the top row, but from the right column. Okay, these are in the left, I think, and these are in the right. We press OK, and then now we have variable names from the row start, row end, column start, column end, and all of this. Okay, to make our data table. Now I'm going to go back and kind of start over just in case. We can go to our macros, go to our tables. Okay, this one did it, but why don't we just begin again, just so we remember exactly how these things work. We can put for range. Now that's our starting point, and we put row start. It doesn't matter if it's capitalized or not, to range, and we put a little thing, and we put row end. Alright, that's, and then, okay, and for row equal, start to end, and we put a next row. Sorry about that. See, I've done this so many times and I still forget some of the syntax here. Well, I'm really bad. Then the next, so once we define the row, then the next step is to assign the range, and we assign the range name. This is a little bit of a tricky thing. You can put range, and this time we're going to assign the first, if it's the row number, we're going to assign the column, because we're going down through row in the first one, 14, 15, 16, and we'll put range, and then we'll put, what is this? This is the column variable. Okay, and we need another quote, so that's range column variable equal cells, and then we put the first the row input, which the row we just had above, but this time we put the row, yes, and then we put comma the column range, and we put the call start. Okay, and then you put a -1. Okay, and then that defines the row number, and then we do another similar loop for call equal range, and then let's put call start. Okay, to range, and then let's put call end, and then we're going to do the same thing, put a range, and this time a range again, but this time instead of the row variable, it's going to be the column variable. Sorry, the row variable. And then we say that equals to the cells, and we put range, and this time we put row start, subtract 1, and put the column in. So that's going to assign all the column numbers, and then we're ready to go. All we do is put cells, and we put row, and then call, and then we put an equal sign, and we put range, and then we have to arrange again, and we put in the outputs. Okay, oops, another thing, and then we put our next call, and our next row. And besides starting with resetting the variables, I think we should do that this time. This is all there is, and I'm sure I'm going to have to revise it, but I'm going to pause for a minute. Okay, I just put a little variable called initial row variable. I just took that straight from here. That's our row variable, initial column variable, and so we just defined a number, and then at the very end of the loop we just redefined a number. Now this is the big test. Oh, are you nervous? Well, I'll tell you something. I cheated. I tested this out just now. That's why I took this pause. But if we click on this one just to run it, or press the F5 button, some numbers came out. That looks pretty good. I'm assuming that's okay. If we press table number 2, let's try that. Now we have a different set of numbers. Okay. And let's run it again. And it puts it right there. And not only that, it did in the right thing. This is just so exciting. Let's try table number 3. Okay. Alright. And then come on, what am I doing? Where are we? Okay, and then I guess let's look at our macro again and run it. Okay, and we have another one. Okay, so that's putting the data tables together. So that wasn't that hard. Now, of course, what you could do is insert and put a little button here and just run it each time. Okay, that was what I called. I think that, did I call that table? I think so. So if we, let's look at table number 4 and run the button, and then we're done. But let's do something even better. What happens if we just want to make this a batch set where we run this from 1 to 12? Okay, so we could put, I suppose, where should we put this? We need a start and an end. Okay, I'll put, why don't we insert a row here, and it doesn't matter now, this still works if I put table number 5 and here. Oh, it didn't work with the one-way data table. Oh, I gotta pause. Got to pause. Actually, that wasn't that bad to fix. You just, the way I programmed it, you have to have some variable defined for the second variable, even though it won't ever be used. So that's our holding period. Let's try it again. Let's try number 6. Okay, so I just put, instead of leaving it blank, I put something there, and then we have our different things. So now if we want to go around from 1, so this time we can put begin table, begin code, how's that, and then end code. We can make another, and that's going to be just our number 12. We can, let's shift control F3, top row. Okay, we'll make another data table, and in this data table we will make it a batch kind of a run. So all we do is we start another table. I'm going to call it sub batch. I don't know, this is what we always used to use, this name of this. This is when we used to run our computer cards in a batch. I don't know. I don't remember that. Okay, for code equal row range, and then we'll start with our begin code to range, and we'll go all the way to our end code. Okay, and then this time, each time we do it, we'll first make this table number. I'm just going to put code here. Oh, okay. I think this is okay to have the same name in as a variable number. So I'll just put code equal range, and we put code. So each time we're going from 1 to 12, we're changing this table number, and then, and then each time we change the table number, we'll just put table. This just runs the table. And then we put next code. And then let's try this. So here, I was debating whether to put something to clear all these out at first, but that's enough. Okay, let's see if it works. So now, let's copy this button over to here, we can call this batch or something. Run all. Did I press that? Okay, and assign this macro to the one called batch. And I'm almost tempted to turn it off, but I'm going to try it. Okay, and okay, let's try it again. Here's what I made a mistake. Silly, stupid mistake. We kind of went through a never-ending loop when we did this. Range code number equals code, not the other way around. So we're changing this one each time. So we're going from 1 to 12. So let's start with 1 here. And let's press this run all, and then it just hopefully ran every single data table. Here we started having a premium in these ones rather than the other one, and that's that. So that shows you, I hope, it's all done with a for next and cells command, and I hope you can see, I don't know, you can say, oh, I could have made these data tables a little bit more quickly. You could have made them in another sheet, and now there's no slowing down of Excel or anything like that. And even better yet, if you wanted to make a graph of these, since we don't have anything in the middle, we can press, I'm trying to press, oops, Alt F1, oops, and I did it wrong. I can't press Alt F1 on my computer. I press Shift Alt F1 to make a graph of this. Now we can see with different growth rates. No, this is the percentage. This is with 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the different exit multiples. And this must be the holding period, so you can make quick little graphs like that. You couldn't, I don't think you couldn't have done that with this stupid old thing in the middle. That thing in the middle is a real pain, okay? Enough, I don't need to go crazy about this. Okay, and we could almost make one for each of our things now. We can put it right next to it. Okay, so let's do that one, and then I'm going to stop obviously. Alt F1. Okay, alright, and if you don't like this one, of course you can go to the select data, and you can switch the row and the column around. 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This must be on the x-axis. This is the exit multiple and all that. All right, that's making graphs with a data table, and I have to do my little advertising. FinanceEnergyInstitute.com. Take some classes for really cheap, okay? And we'll get into this kind of stuff, and I think it's a lot easier to learn when you're working together with people in a little group, okay? Enough of